James is in Huntsville. Hi, James. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Hey, so I'm 23, and I have actually purchased a house at the beginning of this year. My issue now is I am at risk of a foreclosure on my house. Just kind of needed some guidance. I'm kind of new to your plan and seeing what maybe I can do to help myself out.
How many payments behind are you?
I am 4 payments behind.
Okay. What kind of loan? FHA, VA, or conventional?
It is a FHA.
Okay. Why are you behind?
So I work in healthcare, and I've actually had COVID 3 times within the last 6 months, as well as some family things that kind of got me behind on work. I work 24-hour shifts, so if I miss one shift, I miss almost half of my check.
Okay. COVID 3 times is 12 or 14 days, 15 days.
Correct.
That does not put you 4 house payments behind.
There's another problem at work here.
Yeah, the family stuff is much bigger than the COVID stuff.
Okay.
Is that right?
There were several days that I missed due to lost family members and things such as that. Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. We're going into a commercial break. I don't want to give you a short answer on your home being foreclosed on, sir. It's too important. Okay. How much your house payment?
My house payment is $1,052 a month.
Okay. How many bedrooms?
It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
How many roommates?
I have no roommates.
Okay.
I did have one. So getting into that, if that's okay, I had some issues with the house that were not found in the inspection, and the roommates were not comfortable with those issues until I got those fixed.
What is that?
So the insulation in the attic causes several air leaks around, so the heating and cooling is an issue. There were some electrical issues with power surging, as well as
How old
the
is this
inspection.
house?
The house was built in 1985.
Ugh. Okay. All right, cool. Do you have any idea what the house is worth today? Have you talked to a real estate agent?
The house is worth around 195.
Who
What I
said?
have wrote down. That was I did try to sell the house earlier in the year because I realized that I got into a situation, and that's what it was appraised at through their appraisers.
Okay. And what do you owe on it?
I owe 180.
Okay, cool. All right, good. So what I would do, number one, is I'd contact a real estate agent at RamseySolutions.com under ELP, our Ramsey Trusted Real Estate Agent. Talk to a couple of different ones. Tell them to get over there and get it listed this week so that it's on the market as soon as the first of the year hits. Okay, we want to get that part moving. And what do you make?
Yeah.
I make $48,500 a year.
What do you do?
I work in the emergency medical services.
You're an EMT?
That's correct.
James, how long have you had this house?
I've had
First
this
of the year.
house since the beginning of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you're working what kind of shifts as an EMT?
So right now our set shifts are 24 on, 72 off.
That's what I thought.
Trying to get in ahead of this and get it fixed. I'm working 24 on, 24 off, and then 24 back on.
Okay, so you're able to pick up extra hours, in other words.
Yes.
And that raises your 48 considerable.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So 24 on, 24 off?
Correct.
Okay. All right. But the 24 on is you're at the firehouse and you may or may not be awake. You may or may not. I mean, you have to be ready to make a call if the call comes in, but you can sleep, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, you're not up 24 hours, just for those of you listening. All right. So you're working like a fireman type, with the fireman type of a shift. Okay.
Is there any scenario where he can
When
get
you're
ahead of
off
these
work,
payments?
you can work. So when you're off work, go ahead and pick up some side stuff immediately, hustle and grind. And you've got the right antidote, which the antidote is work, and create as much money as you can create, as fast as you can create it, and start throwing it at this. Here's the thing. There's a couple things that give you some peace. Number one, with an FHA loan, there is zero chance they are going to foreclose before you are 6 to 7 payments behind. So if you don't do squat, which you're not going to do, but if you do nothing, you got 2 months.
That's great.
Okay, number one. Number two, if they do foreclose, HUD, Department of Housing and Urban Development, does not chase a deficit on this. So if they take the house back and lose money, they do not come after you. Your credit will be messed up, but you don't have a deficit. They're not going to come after you. Okay,
Understood.
so these are like our worst case scenarios that are not going to happen.
Understood.
What's
So,
going to
Dave,
happen
I'll-
is you're going to go make a bunch of money and you're going to get current.
Yes, definitely. So another question I have with this is, if is a quick sale something that I should look into?
A short
just
sale?
because- A short sale.
You don't need a short sale because you've got a little bit of equity. Someone will pick this up for what's owed on it in this current market
Okay,
because you got a cheap house, and cheap houses are hard to come by.
understood.
There's not a lot of $185,000 houses in Huntsville, Alabama. It's just that's a sweet price point. It should sell with a good realtor. You may have to do some extra cleanup. You may have to do some odds and ends things, but you need to get this thing on the market and get it gone. It is not a blessing to you.
Right.
Correct. And that's what I realized after I got into the house and started looking at everything and started figuring out what needed to be done with the house.
Okay, the last thing is this. There's a process called a forbearance, and get with a Ramsey coach on our website, and they can help you work a forbearance. A forbearance is where they negotiate with the mortgage company, giving them good reason to believe that you can get caught up. And the good reason is your new budget based on all the work you are doing and the work you're getting ready to do that you're not even doing yet, all the income you're creating, because you're going to go create $70,000, $80,000 worth of income working 70, 80 hours a week right now. You're 23, you can do that. Now, what a forbearance is you're going to pay like a payment and a half for 8 months.
Okay.
And that'll bring you current, and that also stops a foreclosure as long as you get in the forbearance and you stick to it. So you can get with a Ramsey coach, set up a forbearance of a payment and a half, and nothing precludes you from prepaying that and stopping the forbearance early because you made enough money just to, quote, get current.
Understood.
But a payment and a half on 4 payments behind will get you there in 8 months. You see how I'm doing that?
Correct. I do.
So you're not going to get foreclosed on. We're going to put the house up for sale. We're going to put it on a forbearance, and you're going to work like a freaking maniac and create money like you've never created before in your life. No excuses, nothing else to do. You don't get to spend money on anything but food, lights, water, and house payments. That's it. You don't get to do nothing. Gas to get to work. That's all. You're just bare freaking bones. So hold on, James. I've been where you are. I've been scared like you are. I know how it feels. We're going to help you. I'll have Austin pick up, and we'll hook you up with one of our Ramsey coaches and help you with that forbearance part. You are going to get in touch with an ELP on the website, and you are going to pick up yet another side job in addition to your overtime.
That's good. That's a tough situation. But those things that you explained, those are good things to know about the 6 to 7 payments behind before they'll come after you. Again, it's making sure that you understand all the facts. It's not just a bunch of unknowns floating around in your head creating chaos. I feel like you gave him some real
It's probably fair to let folks know. I mean, I used to buy foreclosures for a living, and I've done this foreclosure forbearances with people for 30 years now and after that. So here's the thing. HUD, the FHA is the government, federal government, Federal Housing Administration, guarantees this loan for, we'll say, Countrywide. Okay? So they have regulations on Countrywide to keep Countrywide from just instantly foreclosing, because if they when they foreclose, FHA gets the house back and Countrywide gets all their money. So they don't want Countrywide just pulling the rug on everybody.
I see.
So they've got, in order for Countrywide, for their guarantee to get all their money, the federal guarantee, the FHA guarantee to get all their money, they have to abide by HUD's regulations on a foreclosure scenario, and they have to take certain steps. There's like, I don't know, there used to be 25 steps, 26 steps or whatever, and it takes 6 months for them to do that.
I see.
So the mortgage company would lose their FHA guarantee against loss on the loan if they don't follow those steps, and those steps take 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual to find an FHA that's 12 months behind before it's foreclosed on, but you never see one under 6 months, ever. And I've been doing this a long, long time. I've never seen one.
The more you know.
So that's where that came from. So that is not to abuse the system, but that's to give you peace while you make the turnaround.
Right.